Morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? Welcome to another episode of Tell It As It Is or Shut Up Guyana. I'm your host, Papa Snow. Right? It's a pleasure to have you guys here with us today watching this episode. I'm going to ask that, that you share this episode, that you share this out there and help make sure that everyone in Guyana from all sides of the spectrum get to see this. It'll be a very, very educating episode, I feel. It'll be something that all of us can definitely look at, reflect at, and say, you know what? Maybe this thing makes sense. Maybe this might be the righted way to go forward with everything that is happening currently in our country. And I think that we definitely need a way to move forward with everything that is happening here in Guyana. All right? Before I continue, let me first thank God, right? Because God, He's the man in charge. And without Him, realistically speaking, we can't do any of this stuff. So I hope that many of you out there would have thanked God for the opportunity, right, to be awake, to have another day and have another crack at making this life a better life and, one that's worth living. All right. Now, Akila Hussein, what's up? How you doing? Okay, now today we're gonna have some open discussions today. I think open discussions are very, very important. What's up, Tony? Right? I think it's very important that we start discussing solutions as opposed to always discussing the problems. Right? We know tons and tons of problems. Guyana is, it's littered with a lot of minuscule problems, right? All over the way. Right? What's up, Howard? Right? But these are things that need to be addressed. Why? Because the problems that we are facing currently, a lot of these problems aren't just problems that we would have encountered during the APNU, AFC coalition's time in government. A lot of these problems are generational problems. These are things. What's up, Brian? All the way out in D.C. Big up to everybody in the States, everybody in the U.K., everyone all over the world. Guyanese all over, unite. Understand that, right? We need to hold one head these days. Let me quickly say to all of the JFWW network members and everyone out there who are actively focusing on solutions every day, right? Just know that my hope, my prayers are with you. I thank you guys for the support. And as every day goes by, we're just getting stronger and stronger, right? Soon enough, this tree that we planted, the seed that we planted years and years ago, will be ready to start bearing fruit. And I think it's very important because those who have assisted in the planting process, right, must be compensated, right, in the realest of ways for the good work that you have been doing, okay? Now, for far too long in Guyana, I could definitely tell you that the status quo has been as such that people are rewarded for doing a lot of bad things, doing a lot of stupidness, right? People are getting away with robbing people, with doing all of these things. A lot of underhanded deals and things like this that go on, right? Hey, Nafisa, what's up, Brian, Sandra, Mona, right? So, we need to start providing realistic solutions, right? We know that we have racial hostility in our country. We know that we have a serious economic divide between a lot of cultures here in the country. And realistically, ladies and gentlemen, these divides have been propagated by the leaders that we have chosen as a nation over the decades of our so-called independence. Okay? So it's important that we have solutions. Like, seriously, like tangible, real solutions to our problems. Okay? And I want you to understand that it's not going to happen overnight. Because yes, part of the problem is in our houses. It's in our homes. It's how we're growing up. What we are traditionally taught, right? Those things help to add to the divide that is currently going on. I know a lot of you would have heard, depending on which side of the fence you're on right now. For instance, if you're Afro-Guyanese, many Afro-Guyanese households, unfortunately, raise their children to think, well, hey, Indian people in the country have kept us down. right, have kept us down and have always looked out for their self and has always looked after their own Indian people. Likewise, vice versa, on the opposite side now, you have the Indians who also traditionally plant some negative thoughts into their children's mind. And a lot of these negative thoughts come from, once again, inequality, certain unjust treatment that was met out to the Indians over the years, okay, here in our country. Now, how do we break this? How do we break this status quo, right? What's up, Pat, Joseph, Karishma, Pami, Narish, Kamini, all of you, Sarika, right, Nafiza, right? Thank you guys for being here. Right, I ask that you guys share this, right? Yes, Brian, racism is an old nemesis, right? Education is definitely one of the real solutions there, right? And it definitely does start at home, okay? Now, education alone is not really the complete solution because you educate people to open up opportunities for them. However, if when these people are adequately educated, right, and they go out into the world and there's no opportunities available for them, persons feel left out. Persons feel pushed aside. And those are some of the key factors that we have to deal with in terms of racial discrimination here in Guyana. It is that feeling of inequality, that feeling that, man, somehow you're supposed to get something, but for one reason or the next, you are not being given what you rightfully feel you deserve. And all of us here in Guyana, we have the right to a good life. And I'm not talking about the promise of a good life. I mean the actual, tangible, non-biased, across the board deliverance of a good life, right? But what is this good life that we talk about? How can we achieve this good life? And do we actually need politicians or governments to give us a good life? And the answer to that is no. Okay? The answer to that is no. All right? Real fast. Wave knee, Alexa, Shalom, Alexa, right? Or Shalom, right? See, Fariza, Sanita, you know. Amanda, my manager, if you're there on base, good morning. Actually, good afternoon. It's afternoon now. Okay, Haseen, all of you, right? Now, this is a time to discuss solutions. This is an open-ended conversation right here, right? You can come on board. You can state your issues, right? Right? You could get things out there. Okay, Pat, if my girl Amanda talking about my girl, okay, well, I guess that's you and Amanda's story, right? But this is definitely a good forum here for persons to discuss real solutions, right? Now, Pat, by birth, I would think that I'm a Muslim because I come from a partially Muslim background. Okay, I do carry a Muslim name. However, based on what I have seen, the conduct of some Muslims here in this country, right? I don't really think I want to exercise being a Muslim. I've seen the Muslim organization in this country to behave very, very one-sided, right? And I think it is something that the Muslims around the world need to focus on, and they need to ensure that there's integrity held within their religious body, right? And that is important. For those of you who do not know my Muslim name, I shall tell you my Muslim name today, right? My Muslim name is Azim Aslan Abdul Kadir. That is my Muslim name. However, I do not exercise my Muslim tradition because I have found Muslims in Guyana to conduct themselves in a manner in which I feel has garnered a lot of disrespect to the Muslim community internationally. Okay? That is one of the reasons why sometimes, you know, you hear me make reference to the DPP, who is also married to the person in charge of the Muslim organization here in this country. And I have never known Muslims to be scared of anything. The only thing that a man should fear in this life is the Father himself, is Allah, is the only thing a man should fear in this life. However, I know Allah by a different name. Right? I call God by his title. And in my belief, as a Christian, I call God Jehovah. Right? And that is the God that has led me to salvation through many, many trials and tribulations. And I cannot forget the God that has shepherded me through troubled waters and has protected me through all of the assassination attempts, through all of the economic assassination attempts that have been levied against me. So hence I must be grateful. But I could tell you this, it doesn't matter if you're Muslim, if you're Hindu, if you're Christian. I can tell you through experience, I believe that there is only one true God. And provided that you are doing good for your brother, then you are doing good for God. You cannot go to church and pray and then come out tomorrow and rob your brother. You cannot go to the masjid and kneel down and pray all the time, stopping lunch, stopping all of these things, only to go back into your business place and overcharge a man unnecessarily to get the profit to go ahead. Right? You cannot be in charge of a legal system and turning a blind eye to corruption and to all of these horrible illegal atrocities, and still turn around and come to the Muslim community and say brother or say sister, because you yourself are a part of the problem. This is very, very important. Right? This is very, very important. My father, most of my life, generally a Muslim. My grandmother, though she has passed away, she is still a Muslim. Her spirit would be a Muslim. How dedicated she was to her faith. And I can tell you hands down, she is one of the kindest people I've ever known in my life. So when I've come to Guyana and I've experienced what some of the Muslims in Guyana do, the only thing that comes to my mind is shame. They have brought shame upon many, many Muslims here in Guyana. And it is wrong. Right? It is very, very wrong. Right? If you're truly a person of faith, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, you would remove the denominational assessment, such as titles of what particular religious organization you are in. Okay? Whether it be Christian, Hindu, Muslim, whatnot, religion is a major issue. Religion has been used to mislead man for many, many years. Right? It is about faith. It is about doing good for your brother. It is about being your brother's keeper. It is about seeing someone in distress and exercising the godly manners that we have within ourselves to reach out to help our people. This is a relevant fact. 1 second. Yeah, my buddy. Well, check with Fogarty's in itself. Check with La Parkin. They might have it there. La Parkin? Yeah, it should be right upstairs from where you're at. It might be a little bit more expensive, but if the other place don't got it, get it. We need it. Job got to get done. Thanks. Sorry, guys. I've got people all over the place right now. I've got people like in and out. It's crazy, right? Our network is actually very, very large here in Guyana. A lot of people don't realize that we are personally connected, or at least that I am personally connected to over 30,000 individuals here in Guyana, and most of them are professionals, right, who help make this country tick and talk and run. And if I was a wicked person, disaster could have been created many, many years ago. However, that is not what I'm here for. I'm here to rebuild our country. I am the stone the builder has rejected, for those of you who understands that concept. Not to be the shiny stone, but to be a foundational element to the rebuilding of our society. This is a fact that many, many people are not truly aware of. right? Ladies and gentlemen, one of the biggest issues that Guyana is facing is financial and economic inequality. And this narrative of financial and economical inequality is being driven by all of the politicians who wish to farm a support base so that they can carry out their agenda. They are acting upon the fear of each of the cultures in this country, and they continue to propagate attacks against each culture in order for them to stay important to their supporters, as opposed to educating their supporters, as opposed to economically providing good solutions that are sustainable to their supporters. They have not done so. In fact, they have been training their supporters to attack other people in the country, and they call that progress. We need to change this. Ladies and gentlemen, in many interviews and many other assessments and things that I have discussed before, I have always laid out a plan. I never tell you, hey, we're going to do this, and I don't give you a plan, right? No one should come and make you a promise without a plan that is feasible, realistic, and reasonable. And this is where all of these politicians fail. Many of them make you a promise, but they don't tell you the plan. They don't tell you how they plan on making this actually happen. There's no transparency in the dealings of the politicians in this country. And that should be considered a criminal offense. When persons are in office and doing things and there's no transparency behind their actions or who they're dealing with. That is why I told everybody, thanks to things like Facebook, thanks to proper internet, thanks to these things, all politicians who take office should be under heavy scrutiny. All of these persons, while they are conducting their business affairs in office, because these are the office of the people of Guyana, there should be a live stream on them all the time. Because realistically, ladies and gentlemen, in order to watch these people dealings, you need many, many eyes on them. They are very tricky. They're very skilled. They're chameleons of criminology. They can blend in so easy that you would never even know when it is all said and done. They will never even know when it is all said and done. Yeah, my buddy. Buy it. Buy it. Job got to get done. Bye. Hey, the parking man, y'all need to charge some cheaper prices on ink, you know. Almost $25 for one ink cartridge, my buddy. You serious? You serious? Y'all and all exploiting people here in this country. Right? People gotta watch y'all, you know. I know you're in business to make money, right? But for killing the population, my buddy, somebody need price control on a lot of these business people. The thing is overbearing. Overbearing. How we children supposed to print their school documents? This is just one of the issues, ladies and gentlemen. How we children supposed to get their assignments and stuff printed and all of this? If ink, one little thing of ink costs $25, man. Oh. Y'all is shame. Y'all is shame. With everything going on, they're still up in prices on everything. Oh. It's not an attack on you, right, Leparkin? It's just a defense against your extraordinarily high prices on simple things. Overseas is $10, man. Why you gotta make 150% profit? Explain that to me now. I can understand a 30% markup. I can understand things like 150%, my buddy. You ain't see something wrong with that? But these are little issues. These are issues that need to be addressed. We have systems like the Bureau of Standards that don't even uphold standards. What standards they holding? We paying these people all the time. Listen, Parmenan, it could be an original ink cartridge, right? I just need the ink, scunt. Right? Let them keep the cartridge, not sell the ink. If they know that these prices are unbelievably high for Guyanese, they can offer an alternative. There are supplemental things that could be used. But no, they don't want to give that option to the Guyanese people. That is not an option that is supposed to go to the Guyanese people. Like we done poor, scunt. We never supposed to stop being poor. We're supposed to stay poor all the time. And any little bit of resource we get, we supposed to what? Spend 150% extra, forget it to the right person? That is ridiculous. It's ink. Oh, it's ink. Why ink's so expensive? You see this fraud. Guyana need to start producing our own ink. Anyone in Guyana ever think maybe I should produce my own damn ink? Since ink got so much money, you don't know how to do it? Hire a Chinese man, he can teach you everything. He can even teach you how to make back another god. And people got sense. Man got sense. Why is it that a country like Guyana, we still gotta spend 25 US dollars? Original? No, it's original robbery. Original robbery. But you can't tell me X, Y, and Z. Right? These people could make things affordable to people here in the country. But then here too, even if they wanted to lower the price, you gotta see what type of duties and everything else that they've been having to pay to a damn government that whose greed is insatiable. It never stops. Who overtaxes you on everything. By the time a product come in the country, you paying 3-4 times on tax. This is why the people of Guyana can't get good things. This is why we can't get good things. Because we own people want to exploit we, much less the politicians. Hey, Pat, I feel you're a funny troll, you know. I'm watching you. I'm watching you there, Pat Joseph. Right? I'm very cautious of people that I see saying certain things, you know. Right? So, be very mindful, Pat. I'm hoping you're a genuine, real person, you know. Because when this whole thing done, I ain't got no choice but to come and check out your whole thing and run your records and find out if you're a troll or not, right? So I want to know. I'm not saying you are. I just watching your commentary and your behavior there. Looking just a little bit odd, right? Almost a little obsessive, right? So I'm hoping that I'm correct when I think that you are a good person, right? But I'm just watching, right? Because these days, everything, like I said, man, people are chameleons. On Facebook, Facebook does allow everybody to be a chameleon these days, right? So you got to know. Hot tea. Actually, I'm drinking Milo right now. It's very, very good. Right? Heat up my body temperature so that everything around me feels very, very cool. You see, science is amazing if you understand it. Biology is amazing if you understand it. And it's very, very important. Was that maybe? I am dead in one day. Yep, you gotta be a troll, Pat. You gotta be a troll. Right? But don't worry. Let me tell you something about Afghanistan, right? It's people like me that are going over there for fix the situation. So know what you're saying, right? Alright, so you know, I'm trying to have a reasonable conversation here. And people look like they're just fishing for info, huh? You see, you can't stop them, ladies and gentlemen. Like for real. These people try to infiltrate every little thing. They try for give you a headache. They try for annoy you. What are you gonna do? You just gotta separate them. Put them in a corner, things like that, right? And you can always tell who people are. Give them a minute, and you'll definitely be able to tell who they are, because they wouldn't be able to hold themselves down. They wouldn't be able to hold themselves back. They must say something. You see, in the face of righteousness, the unrighteous shall wish to have their voices heard. But let me tell you this, right? Things are changing. And if you have intelligence, you can filter out the wicked from the good, right? Because that is always going to be a challenge. There will always be wicked people. There will always be good people. And there will always be the in-between. Like your swing voters. 1 minute, they thinking maybe we should be good. Next minute, maybe we should be bad, right? But let me continue with our show today. And today we're talking about solutions, right? So what is one of the main solutions? And this actually came up because last night I was asked a very interesting question, right, by one of our viewers. And hey, Pammy, hey, Christina, Ganesh, right, Nanda, everybody, right? Let's see. Yeah, it did sound almost like a death wish, right? However, I ain't meant to die now. I can die in my sleep, old age, happy, smiling that I know that I removed dictators and I played a part in making my country a great place and a balanced place, right? Other than that, I don't really foresee death for myself, right? At least not right away. Many have tried, many have failed, and such is the case, right? Such is the case. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the main driving factors of racism here in Guyana, hey, what's up, Rajesh, is economic inequality. You want to change how people think? You want to do it rapidly? Give them money. Introduce them to it in a way that they have never seen it before. People change for money right away. They compromise their integrity. They compromise their beliefs. You know, you could seriously change a person with money. So what if systematically we could get money into everybody's hands here in the country? What if systematically we could ensure that everyone who is hardworking is benefiting in a financially satisfactory manner? By having a good home, by having good insurance, by ensuring their children can go to good schools, right? Medicare, all that stuff. Why can't we do that for our people? If we can do that for our people across the board, Indians, Black, Chinese, Portuguese, you name it, we wouldn't have this problem. We would not have this problem. Let me explain something to you. I know plenty of you have heard the saying, buy, you get rich and switch. Man, you get money and you move out the ghetto. They're very important. These sayings have a lot of truth in it. And it's not because when you get rich, you switch. It's because when you are properly introduced to an economically satisfactory lifestyle, you yourself start to evolve and say, hold on, there is a better way. And then you look back on your past actions. You look back for a second and you say, hold on, you know what? Maybe I was the reason why I was not getting ahead. You see? The true origin of poverty starts with having a poor mentality. And I dare anyone to prove me wrong. If people are kept poor and kept suffering in our country, they will always hate everybody else. If people are rewarded for doing criminal actions, they will always do criminal actions to get a reward. However, if we can enrich the working class people here in Guyana and take them out of the systematic exploitation that is currently going on in Guyana, then we will fix Guyana. And in my opinion, neither of the political parties who have come to office in Guyana has ever exhibited that to be their actual agenda. Instead, each of them has exhibited signs of a personal economic agenda for them and a small group of their supporters or cronies. What if we as a people can unite aside from the political intervention and rebuild our country in such a way that the politicians have no choice but to do their jobs, or they're either terminated in terms of employment or put in prison in terms of their corruption, or outcasted because of their bias and discriminatory beliefs? What if I told you that there was a way? What if I could show it to you? What if I could lay it out for you? What if I could show you the reality of it? Would you still deny the truth when it is in front of you? Will you still tell yourself there's another way? Well, I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there is a way to achieve what it is that I am preaching here. It is through a massive infrastructural and industrial revolution here in Guyana. And we are poised to take this step toward greatness. And the powers that be from all sides of the spectrum, they understand this. And they are all scared of it. Do not be fooled, ladies and gentlemen. Not just APNU is terrified of this, but even the PPP is terrified of this. Because it destroys the method that they gain their support base. All of them. Right now, we are taught, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to depend on a government to create opportunities for us. We need to depend on a government to provide infrastructural service, to lead the way. We depend on a government of illiterates and criminals to produce a rightful solution. Well, I'm here to tell you today, stop depending on people who fail you every day. Stop depending on them. Ladies and gentlemen, for years now, our network, which is the JFWW network of Guyana, it is also a global network with over 200,000 active professionals involved in our network globally, have been working on realistic solutions to solve problems in third world countries. Guyana is just one of the areas in which we will solve this problem. But there are members of our organization all over the world who live under similar conditions, and the same system that we will use here to bring about the balance and the fairness in Guyana is a very similar system that we will use with our network partners in Ghana, in Bangladesh, in Australia, in the UK, in the US, in Canada, right? In the Middle East, in Russia, in China. It is very similar systems that we would be using. But Guyana is the test ground. Let me assure you of this. And it wasn't by choice that Guyana became the test ground. It was by numbers that we have used to derive to the conclusion that Guyana must be the test ground. And those numbers are simple. The numbers of our population. Guyana has such a small population that it is very, very easy to fix our problems. Shoba, I can't fully agree with the hell no that you put there, because we actually do need shared governance. However, there's no sharing with dictators, bullies, socialists, Marxists. There's no sharing governance with people like that. There's no sharing governance with terrorists and thieves. There's no sharing governments with them. But we do, however, need shared governments to be passed in the future. But what I'm talking about here does not even involve the government. Because everybody hoping, everybody putting all this weight on the government. It is unnecessary. We could fix our problems without the intervention of a government. Let's talk about one of the main things Guyana needs right now. We have a lot of people who are unemployed. Where are they going to create these jobs from? Some of these people still can't read and write properly. They're very hands-on, but education-wise, scholastically, they're very limited. Right? Javed Khan, I know you don't like the truth, right? And I don't like you, and that's okay. Knock you out. Budum. Right? I already said this is a positive thing. And I tell you, the solution is simple. Ladies and gentlemen, we started an infrastructural development program, which we are currently in the process of doing, in which private citizens are coming together and they're each putting a small piece into it every month. That money goes toward development. And people are actually getting land in which they are able to build their homes. But it is a community effort. Programs like that are very essential, because in our programs, we have people from all different races, shapes, sizes, and colors working together for one objective. As we continue the infrastructural work and the development of communities, they create jobs. It creates jobs for persons who are hands-on. It creates work for technical persons such as architects, skillsmen, okay, machine operators, accountants, and all of these other people, because things need to be managed. Javed Khan, I'm not here to run for government. I'm here to run people like you out of government. Okay? So just letting you know. I just banned you from the stream. You just got deported off of the stream. Right? Which means you are now in that same category. Okay? And I don't want people like you coming here and talking nonsense on my stream. Why can't you come and say something positive? All you got is hurtful words and sentiments. You see, out of your mouth shall show the utterances of your heart. And you are a very wicked and miserable son of a gun. But it's okay, because your time is short. And if this current administration keep playing bully, the UN will send in their forces. And from the police to the military who is participating will be arrested. And the new government, under Dr. Irfan Ali as president, shall incarcerate all of you and then put you in my care, so that I could chain you up and turn you into a machine to cut road in the interior, to give homes to the Amerindians that you have so happily neglected over these last 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to see a country where young black boys and young Indian boys and Indian girls and black girls and Amerindian and white and Spanish and everybody can grow up, go to a damn school together, play and be happy, and come home to loving households that have food in their fridge, well-fed dogs in their yard instead of hungry belly dogs sleeping on a little hammock or cot, wondering where they gonna get the next $5,000 from and a box of chicken. I tired of that. I tired of that. I tired of seeing people supporting politicians, yet you're still hungry skunt. Y'all ain't tired? Y'all ain't tired? How y'all talking with empty belly, man? I name Snow, but y'all got white mouth skunt. Oh, I guess I snowed on your lips last night. I don't know. What could you say? Right? We need balance. We need infrastructural development. We need the opening up of our lands in Guyana. We need proper roadways to connect our country correctly. But here's the thing. The government spends money with their cronies. Some people get in contract. Some people get in free machine so that they could go and do private work and enrich their friends in office. But the organizations who are earnestly and honestly working toward developing the country in a meaningful and sustainable manner, those are the people that are consistently attacked. Those are the people that are consistently attacked. And the private businessmen, hey, I tell you, y'all ain't no better. Y'all ain't no better at all. I just deal in the employment market. I just send plenty people for go and work at places. When I find some excellent staff and employees and I send them to some companies, some of them companies is properly advantage them people. All the way up until the point that I said, you know what? I can't send some good people to some places. It is better I help these people build their own business. If not, these people are exploited. These people are exploited. And I'm tired of seeing the exploitation. The exploitation of our human resources here in Guyana. That is one of the strongest factors that pushes racism here in the country. Because you might have an Indian businessman underpaying a young black boy. Or you might have a black businessman mistreating a young Indian girl who working for them. Or vice versa. However you want to look at it. We need a new breed of people in Guyana. We need a new generation of people to take the forefront. We need balanced, young, intelligent people to step up your game. And stop asking for opportunities and start taking them. Stop being so narrow in vision or perspective that you can't see a variety of opportunities in one area. Stop letting pride govern your life and allow God to govern your life. You will do much better off, trust me. You would definitely do much better off. However, many of us have been trained culturally to look for an easy way. And there is no easy way, Guyana. It requires work. There is no short-term solution to the problems that we are facing. One government in term, such as one term, 5 years, cannot adequately fix the problems of Guyana. It would need to be about maybe 2, if we lucky, to 3 terms in office of systematic rectification of the issues that we have had. However, based on what is done during the first term, a government goes in, they can set the pace. They can create the balanced playing field that is necessary for the average man to take advantage of a capitalist society and grow. Now, I'm not going to say that capitalism is 100% the best solution. However, it is the best solution at this moment for Guyana. It promotes entrepreneurship, it promotes self-development, and it promotes growth financially for persons who are exuberant and dedicated to whatever it is that they believe in. All right? We need to systematically train our people and let them know that there is benefit in hard work. There's benefit in working honestly. However, it is an uphill battle. And let me tell you, 11 years ago, when I took on the thought of politics, actually 13 years ago, I took on the thought of politics here in Guyana. And when I first approached this hill, the hill wasn't like this. It was more like this. And it took time to dig off the overburden until we were able to get the hill like this. We're not going to get it straight yet, ladies and gentlemen. We can't. But we have it like this. And this is acceptable for the moment, for the present time, for us to start moving up. It is not as steep. We can still move up. We can go forward. But of course, the engines or the vehicles, the engines of the vehicles that we must take to get up this hill, it still requires a lot of torque. Because it has a heavy load to fetch. It is the weight of the population. We need to unite as one people, one nation, and one destiny. Finally, we need to do so. Any group preaching segregation should not be allowed to be in any political realm in Guyana, because it would only create more of a devastation to Guyana. AP and you, Brian, systematic rectification. You said I sound like Nagamutu. No, Nagamutu creates his own words, dude. Both of those are actual words. If you had any sense, you would have read a dictionary or at least Googled it before you came and said something very stupid, right? So I understand that you're a dunce. I understand that the people that you support likewise is a dunce. Please understand that I'm deporting idiots from my stream today. Bye-bye. You have just been sanctioned. Looks. That felt so good. Do you understand the word sanction? Apnu, Brian? Well, you just got sanctioned from my page, right? Just like all of your leaders are being sanctioned by the international community. All right? And if you keep playing stupid, right, when your leaders go to prison, you can go as well. Okay? I'll chain your ass up and put you to make some roads. That's the fact. Right? And then we could talk about systematic. Okay? Do you know the meaning of systematic or rectification, since you want to use it? Because I said that word like a half an hour ago, and it took you a half an hour to put it into a sentence. That's crazy. That is crazy. Ganesh, I ain't even got time with too many people, right? Right? Wisdom is wasted upon a fool. Right? And, you know, it sucks, but yeah, it's definitely true. Wisdom is wasted upon a fool. They just want to speak, you know. They like this red man. They like this red man, but right? You never see anything like me, eh? Right? Well, Sparrow said it right, and I'm gonna quote Sparrow words. You never eat a white meat yet, and you ain't eating this one, right? So understand, right? And it's a calypso song. Tell me if I lie, eh? Right? A little old school for you there. Can you spell the words calypso? Right? What we gonna do? Such is life, right? Now, I'm not perfect, yo. I'm not the most intelligent. You know, I don't have all these degrees. I have Photoshop, so I could probably make some. But I don't have all of these degrees. I don't have all of this stuff. I'm not the best person for anything. But I never claimed to be. I'm not the guy that everybody likes. That's a fact. However, I'm the guy you call to get the job done. What you need done, you call me. Sounds impossible? Nope, there's a solution. Okay? And like I said, the privatization of infrastructural development is a serious solution for the unemployment and the housing situations that are going on in Guyana. By doing so now, we can decongest certain congested areas, such as Georgetown, which is overly congested, heavily polluted, and nothing tends to work there. So we need to first start by correcting current problems. And the only way to start by correcting some of these current problems is to start decentralizing all of this stuff. Felix Primo, but you are the best person of talking trash. I ain't talked to your mother this morning, G. Definitely ain't talked to your mother this morning. So there was no trash here. Right? Do you know what primo means in Spanish, Felix? You're not even a black man. How can you be a black man with a Spanish name? And I bet you still rock Black Lives Matters. You ain't even black, dude. Somewhere in your family, a Spanish man done run through your grandmother or somebody else. So it's a red man, right? So you probably got a little red in you. So I hope when you hear me talking this right now, you get a little bit more red. And while you're red, right, understand that your visa for this stream is now in the red. So you just get deport too. Enjoy. Oh, I like this. You guys just make my day. In fact, I even knocked off your comment. Look at that. Right? Look at that. What happened? Oh, it's giving me an issue right here to ban you from the stream. Like Facebook and our racial Scott. Gotta watch them. Gotta watch them. Okay, I think you gotta be watching the stream for ban you from the page. Ban you from the stream. Taking a little time. Ban you from planting chip. Hold on, what else we could ban you from? Ban you from plenty thing. Right? Anyway, just know that if you go eat plantain chip, Primo, you are sanctioned against it. A police officer might roll up on you and slap 2 charges in you. Or just slap you 2 times. One of the 2. Whichever one come first. Talking trash. Right? So, it is a big thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here and I'm here about solutions. Why am I here about solutions? Because I'm a hardworking Guyanese man. Since I came back to Guyana, I have endeavored into so many different businesses, encountered so many different people from Guyana, and a lot of areas that I have been doing business in, I have seen it grossly affected by corruption, and that corruption has been fueled by racism or just negative mentalities. Right? No, Jason, I just have a little fun with them. Reason being is because those same people go on other people's things and they attack people. And they have a tendency of thinking that, man, if we attack people enough, people are going to stop doing what they're doing. No, I want them to know the more they attack me is the harder I going to come at them. And I going to find a solution for deal with them. Do not be fooled. Some people are too irresponsible to be on social media. I'm sad that the phone has to have the smarts for them. If the phone wasn't smart, they would have no sense. They couldn't do nothing. They still got to try to figure out how to get it done. Lucky there's a thing called smartphone. Right? White man and Chinese man. The same white man and Chinese man, them, some of them the stocks cunt about, is the same white man and Chinese man, them, that gave them the device that allows them to come on platforms like this. But yet, they want to run out the white man. They want to run out the Chinese man. They want to run out everything except one color man. What are you going to do? And that color man I have never seen produce anything tangible or long lasting. And I dare you to tell me I lie. Now you determine what color man that is, because I definitely ain't saying it. Let history echo it. Let history echo it. And that is not racist. That is fact. 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 And definitely, I don't want to see nobody in control. If their whole culture just has a history of disaster and conflict, you can't be in control of me, bye. Because the only thing you can bring to the board is disaster and conflict. I need to see the educated people, the young people with the dreams, the developers, the creative people come into front. And I could tell you, in every culture they have geniuses. Unfortunately, not every culture allows their geniuses to come to the forefront. Some of those cultures are still managed by old-time practices and people who are 1 foot into the grave already, and they want to manage the futures of their young people who got the whole life ahead of them. No. I say no. I say enough is enough. And I say if we do not stand up for the futures of our young people, and if we do not take affirmative action into our own hands at this particular point in time, disregarding all of the political elements for the sake of our individual prosperities, we will be doomed. This is a fact. Jason Hines, education is just a part of it. Education without implementation of what you've been educated to do is irrelevant. You got the car, you work so hard, forget the car. But there's no gas station available in your country. What is the point of getting the car? You want to look at it? Many, many young people in this country have an education, you know. Right, maybe 20 minutes before I started this stream today, I was speaking with a woman who has her master's in education. But yet she has been waiting for the public services union to call her and say if she could get a job as a teacher. She has had a master's in educational science for years. But let me tell you what. Under this government here, this new AFC, PNC government, because she gets straight hair scunt, she get denied. Because Ms. Vala Lawrence said she ain't giving jobs to nobody except new AFC or PNC supporters. Now, here's the fault in that. Some of their supporters, dunce to hell, can't teach themselves how to tie their shoes, scunt and walk outside in the morning. And the people who have the ability to teach the young blacks, they have pulled them aside. So how are even the young blacks in the country supposed to get educated if the people who are poised to educate them just happens to be of a different race and they are not given the chance to educate them? How is that supposed to happen? Crime has always been there. You're absolutely correct, Jason. But should we always make an excuse for their criminal actions because some of them are friends and family? Is that how we're going to achieve this massive change in configuration of the system to be something beneficial for everyone equally? Through these biased actions? Is that how we're going to do it? By making the excuse and saying, well, racism has always been there, crime has always been there, inequality has always been there. Is that the case? Is that how we're going to fix it? We can't. For every hour we know that there's criminal action and corruption, we need to put in 2 hours of work to correct it. And it is a hard job. But that is the reality. That is the reality. We cannot fix this system by accepting that it is there. We will fix this system by not tolerating its presence within our system. We must stop the cycle. I see a comment here from Candace Collymore. Let me read it out. You guys have to help the small parties. Pound the two that destroy Guyana. New parties, young, bright, articulate, tech savvy, and want change. Plus, they're all color, all races. They have to steal young folks from PPP and PNC, male and female, to disrupt the balance, causing a block in Parliament to protect Guyana. Sounds good. Easier said than done, I can tell you that much. However, I am not here to pound any party. Let me just put it out there. I am here to state the barefaced fact. Believe it or not, the two parties pound themselves enough. Both of them got corruption in it. However, one is more racially driven and the other is more economically driven. And the reality is, those are the current choices for the Guyanese population. The new parties, I give support to all of them, with the exception of those who have proven that they had a double agenda and they were secretly working with the larger groups. If you want to find out the names of those parties who have been secretly working with the larger groups, please feel free to visit some of my other videos where I have laid it out in detail for everyone to see and know. Let's see what you're saying here. Let's see. Not really. You can fix it very quickly. Yes, there are things that we could fix very quickly. There's a lot of things that you could fix very quickly. But here's the reality. The smaller parties also have access to some of the same knowledge and everything that I have access to. Because I am connected to all of the smaller parties. I am connected to even both of the big ones. In some which way, shape, size, or form. Because like I said, my network is very large. And I know that there are good people in each. And they are constantly overshadowed by the wicked ones who have been enriching themselves. Okay? So they never get the opportunity to go forward. So I can understand that. But how many people as individuals really want to go forward? Let me tell you something. The first thing I can tell you about these small parties, they're too scared. And they themselves still have problems discerning between good and bad. They are still heavily led by media and even false propaganda that they might hear. And I can prove this to everyone. They still are not ready for leadership at this moment. But that's just my opinion. But then again, I also have first-hand information. And because I have first-hand information and I've met with all of these leaders and I've spoken to them, I've discussed things with them, and I've allowed them to try to figure me out. Same time, I've read all their books already. I've written books like them already. Seriously, I write books. People don't even know that yet, huh? How do you think I sustain myself? People just don't know, do they? Right? So, a solution to that, Jason. You want to fix the country? You gotta give the people what they need. And you gotta let the people know that you don't need politics to get what you need. You just need to learn how to work together. Now, what if we had a program that gave you an incentive to work together? And we have programs such as the one that I am discussing right now. We have programs like that that are actively in place. When I came out here today to talk about solutions, I'm not talking about solutions that may happen. I'm not talking about solutions that is a possibility. I am showing you and telling you things that are currently happening right now. Because enough is enough. I was tired of waiting years ago. See, I was a man, I just get fed up fast. I don't like to slap and kick for nothing, you know. One day I can get up and chop off the hand that's slapping me. Chop off the foot that's kicking me. And eat it. Why would I eat it? Because I don't want to plant it and another one like they'll grow back. I don't want to burn it and pollute the atmosphere. They tried to eat the population. It's only fitting we eat them. This is a fact. This is a fact. Right? This is a fact. Watch how simple things is. Let me just give you an example. Let me give you an example why I can tell you that at this moment the small parties still have issues. Even the small parties fight for power sharing. They have one seat. Some got to sit in it for this amount of time. Some got to sit in it for that amount of time. And some got to do this and this. Why couldn't the small parties come together and say, listen, man, don't we have one objective? Let me pick the best from all the parties to sit in that seat. And then we form a council behind the seat to advise the decisions of that seat. But it doesn't work like that. Because even each of the small parties, they want to shine. Which means that that one seat there, it could be a blessing, but it could be a disaster. It could be a very confused seat. Because it can go one direction one time, and then next time, it can go in another direction. And there's a danger to that as well. I'm happy that they've joined their list. But things need to be addressed. Lauren Jones, man, I wish the PPP was paying me. I honestly wish somebody was paying me. Unfortunately, I do this for free. Right? Like real shit. You can't go and talk what I talk and expect anybody to want to pay you. Because at some point in time, you're going to insult one of them for the scunt they've done in the past. The name of the show is Tell It As It Is or Shut Up, right? I hope you understand that, right? But I don't think you quite understand that, right? I really don't think you quite understand. You like me? Thank you very much. I don't know you enough to like you. And my mama and dad told me never to talk to strangers, right? And you might have coronavirus. So I got to be very, very careful with you, right? So that is a fact. I want to know, like for them, everything is a payment. You see, Lauren, I'm not an APNU supporter. I don't need to get paid to go out there and do something that I claim to believe in. Okay? I don't need that. You see, now you're disrespectful. And because you're disrespectful, let's see. I gotta delete you too. Right? Gotta delete you too. You just got deported. Hey, I feel like the U.S. government today, I issuing sanctions. I deporting people. I doing awesome. You know what? There's gotta be the Tell It As It Is or Shut Up Embassy. I gotta change the title. Right? Or we have to offer a troll deportation service. If you are a troll without a passport on my page, you're getting deported. Right? This is a fact. Yes, Marcia Garden. Jesus sees everything. Not see everything. Jesus don't see everything. Jesus sees everything, right? So make sure that's out there, right? Right? Let's see what Jason is saying. Jason, man, thank you for your commentary today, my brother. Right? Remember, right? I want people to understand. Look, man, I don't hate on APNU, right? Let me just tell you this, right? I don't hate APNU. I don't hate AFC. I don't hate PNC, right? I don't hate the PPP. In fact, I love my people. I love my country. That is why I'm here speaking. And if somebody comes online or on the stream and they say something sensible, by rights, I listen, I watch, and and we have a conversation. We have a good dialect. Okay? However, when people come here and they dep on skunt, they gotta get fixed up. They gotta get fixed up. You see, for me, every day is a learning thing, I'm learning new things every day. Even while I'm on the stream, I constantly have to exercise my anger management principles. Right? And one of those principles is that it's not the trick to anger management is not getting angry, but it's about learning how to deal with things when you are angry. And for them, I'm deporting them. And they don't like it. Because they are now officially deportees. Because what is a deportee? Somebody who gets kicked off or something or sent out. Right? This is a fact. Mr. Granger will be deported from the presidential office very soon. He has overstayed his presidential visa. And now we trying for hiding we country and hope we don't find him. No. Deportation for his cunt too. It is only fair. He is illegal. He is an illegal alien skunt. And you can't tell me he's not an alien. Because he don't think like a human being. He ain't got no compassion for human beings. He must be an alien. He must be an alien. This is a fact. This is a fact. That's why the color was green. Because people always said Martians were green. So now we identify aliens by the colors that they're rocking. Oh. No wonder some of the things that they do seem like magic. Because it's extraterrestrial. No human being on the earth can comprehend what they do. Their own supporters don't know what they're doing. They're using extraterrestrial actions, ladies and gentlemen, on earth. Perhaps we can send him to the sun. The sun is the second death. It is the fire. He himself has condemned himself before God. And Gitanjali, Mr. Granger is absolutely correct in his personal opinion of sanctions. Sanctions for Mr. Granger is temporary. Do you see his age? He's got there 1 foot in the grave already. So when he dead, no sanction can't affect he. So sanctions for him, correctly so, are temporary. But for his children, for his cabal, for their children, for your friends and family who are expecting to have a long life, sanctions are a lot more than temporary for them. For the boycott that can last over 100 years against anything that's new PNC, anything, they call it upon themselves. Because the reality is, it wasn't just a handful of people trying to kidnap this country. It's 40% of this country trying to terrorize everybody else in this country. Screw that shit. They gotta pay the piper for that one. They got to pay the piper for that one. Right? No, they can't calm down on the streets. I don't want them to calm down on the streets. I want them to be loud. I want them to be abusive. I want them to be the bullies that damn well I know they are. I want them to continually be there to prove it. Because when they out there badding up and committing crimes and breaking the COVID-19 laws and not getting locked up and ting, right? All it keeps doing is exposing all of the police and everybody else who are part and parcel of this attack against democracy here in Guyana. And it is very, very important that we see who these bastards are now. I don't want none to escape. I don't plan on letting any escape. We are systematically fighting all of them, detailing and listing all of them. What happened there? Like I said, they don't know how many people are watching them. And it is going to be a systematic rectification of the system. Yes, it will be. Because it is part of the solution. And if it does not get changed one way, it will be changed another way. Because, like I told people before, I'm not the guy that everybody likes. I'm the guy you call to get the job done. And God has employed me to get this job done. Why do you think none of these people can come to terms with reality yet? Just like King Saul, God blinded the truth from him so that he would run into battle and lose. You see, that's what you get for calling dead people for fight your battle. Dead people can't fight the living. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who know, I'm a working class man. So I do have to get back to work. But part of my job is to help educate my people and to help unite my people. And though I may take criticism, condemnation, I may take slander and all of these things, it does hurt. It does make me upset. Their actions do hold me back. But I can say this with full assurity and full faith behind it. that God has been standing with me. He has brought me through the impossible, and He has put me here to help get my country through the impossible. And I know, in the grander scheme of this building that we call our system, I might only be a nail. Just remember the enormous amount of pressure and strength that a nail must be able to have and to hold in order to keep this building together. I need all of you to become nails. We need to hold our country together, because there's a tornado called New AFC that has been blowing down our democracy. But we nails need to hold this place together, right? And our development programs and the things that we push that help people across the board here in Guyana are one of the effective solutions and strategies toward building a better Guyana that does not rely on racial tensions and hostilities. Let's see, Pamela Rampasad, you got a question there? Let's see, my question now is, after watching 4 months of legal. Pamela, you bring up a very, very valid point. A point that I've known for years. This is why I'm telling you we need a better system. Something new must come to front. The people in their self must unite to protect their self. I'm just here to provide a platform by which you can unite on in a non-biased and a practical manner, where the politics isn't the issue, but the solutions are. And I'm hoping that brilliant people like you, who have been able to observe the chaos, the corruption, and the biasness that is within our legal system, can stand up with programs like ours so that we can create a united, diversified, economically sustainable circumstance for every man, woman, and child here in this country. And please take assurance in my words when I tell you we were able to do that even before the discovery of oil. How much more so and how much faster can we get this done if we have the right people in the right places? Or more so, if we were to take the initiative as citizens and work together and did our own development plans. So once again, I thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to close it off there. Thank you for having the discussion, right? For the trolls that came on the page, thank you very much. I don't normally get to deport people, but I'm very happy that you gave me that opportunity. The U.S. government is going to be taking that opportunity as well very seldomly, because persons who have been sanctioned, their family and their friends who are now in the U.S. are now considered illegally occupying, illegally overstaying their time in the U.S. So they are also subject for deportation under the U.S. Homeland Security Act. Okay? They are a danger to the United States of America, and they shall be removed from the United States of America. But we are also pushing to have all of their assets seized as well. Okay? So I wanted to thank you guys. Right? So it's time for me to go for the day. Thank you. Please share the video if you find it informative, if you find it useful. I'm very proud of myself today. I didn't really curse to my knowledge that I know about, despite a couple idiots coming on. So I'm very, very happy and proud of myself. I'm working on it. You know, it's a corrective pattern, right? And persons who cannot do self-correction, there's no place for them in leadership anywhere. You must be able to spot your faults, and you must work on them consistently every day to make sure that you protect everybody, even from yourself, in case you make a bad decision. So thank you very much. God bless you, everyone. Stay safe and just be fair. Good day.